Greetings, everyone. Well, it's Thursday, and I just wanted to pop on here and just let you know that there are ways that you can add additional revenue streams to your business. And I don't believe that enough people focus on doing just that. I teach my clients to have 3 to 5 separate revenue streams. And the reason why I believe that's important is because being an independent company and starting out, leaving corporate America and going into the entrepreneurial world, it is not a straight line. At least that has not been my experience. There are peaks and valleys. Therefore, if you can clearly identify 3 to 5 different revenue streams, and when I say that, I don't want you thinking, oh my gosh, I don't want to work 90 hours a week. No, not like that. You can still do similar work for those varying revenue streams, but they will come from different buckets, if you know what I mean. Like, let me give you an example. Okay. So I have my own business. However, I also do adjunct coaching for other organizations, separate revenue stream, and I can leverage my time accordingly. Very important. Okay. Because if we have, if there's a dip in the revenue with some private clients, or if there's a delay in paying, lots of things can happen, and a lot of those things can happen unexpectedly. So, the best way that I have found to be prepared to be able to, scale and really build the business, above and beyond scaling, but, really, be building the branding and the positioning and the value in the marketplace. It's important that we have the funds to invest in that branding and your company. And if you have continual dips or unexpected dips in the revenue, that's going to be distracting, number one, which isn't good. And it could cut into and affect your budget. So I'm curious to know, does anyone else have a philosophy that they would love to share? Maybe you think that we should have more than 5 revenue streams. I'm sure that would be even better. I try, my best, of course, to use my time and my resources to be able to leverage my time and my resources. Because obviously, if I'm doing adjunct coaching, that's my time, right? And I need to get a return on my time. But I've found adjunct coaching to be a very, very beneficial revenue stream, obviously, because it's a separate revenue stream other than what I have going with our clients. And it also uh, gets exposure to other people's audiences, which is super, super important with affiliates and joint venture partners. Because remember, if we're not growing, then staying stagnant is not an option. So I am curious, what's your philosophy on multiple revenue streams? I know that when I've taught this to my clients and people that I've had in my masterminds, at first if they're not familiar with it, the reaction is, oh my gosh, like I said at the beginning, I don't want to work 90 hours a week. However, if you're strategic about it, then it can be very beneficial to you because, like I said, we need money to reinvest in our businesses, and we need to regularly reinvest in our businesses. Whether we're doing organic or paid ads, there are other things that we have to do, other resources that we need to keep our businesses moving forward. And the 3 to 5 revenue streams, like I said, from various sources outside of, maybe you have private clients, maybe you have group programs, and perhaps a membership site, and then adjunct coaching. That, those would be a great start. A great start. And then if you're super adventurous, you could choose something that's completely different business framework than what we're doing with, building our empires. And you could, add in or layer in a network marketing company. Now, I don't spend a lot of time on in network marketing, but I do have one network marketing. Actually, it's nutritional. I use that. I've used that since 2013, and I do occasionally bring on people into my group if I think it's something that could help them. It's a wonderful, wonderful line of products, but the majority of my time and my leveraged resources are spent with the other revenue streams. But I am, definitely open to bringing people on, especially if they're looking for a nutritional program, because I feel it's the best. And like I said, I've been doing it'll be 10 years in November. So, not to get on this subject, but I mean, I use it for every day. See, it's right here. Although this is one of my shakes. And then I also use it when I'm competing. So it's very versatile. I don't have to switch up things. I can use the same supplements, which is awesome. I may just take a few, different ones in to enhance whatever my goals are with the competing. But I love not having to switch, systems. But that's the only network marketing that I do, that I would do at this time, as far as I'm concerned, with time and money and resources. So I like to focus on the specialty that we do, which is digital marketing and setting up systems for people, and then leveraging my time accordingly so that I can do role play coaching, sales coaching, and I also, one of the revenue streams is fractional marketing and sales for organizations that are maybe in transition, maybe in between, hiring someone full time, but in the meantime, they can function with a fractional sales and marketing specialist like me. Okay. So I hope that helps. I hope that gets you thinking. And I would love, love, love to know what's your thought on it. If you are building an empire as well, do you focus on just one revenue stream, or do you have multiple revenue streams? Now, let me just say that I wouldn't recommend trying to build all of the 3 to 5 revenue streams at the same time. It's advisable to build one at a time. Now, I ran a private duty caregiving company for 10 years. I started my coaching in 2014. So I had been 6 years into my private duty caregiving business. So I had 4 years, this was, part of the plan. I had 4 years to start building my coaching before I went full time in 2018. So I had when I had my caregiving, I had only two different revenue streams, and I still suffered from a lot of the peaks and valleys. But then learning from that experience, that's when I discovered that I needed to have 3 to 5 revenue streams that were, that I was able to leverage, because obviously you don't want to be doing, different things with every revenue stream, because you will be working like 90 hours a week. So you have to be laser lucid focused on what it is, what are your skill sets that you can help the most amount of people and earn the most amount of revenue for your business, because you're building an empire, right? You're not just trying to get by. So keep that in mind, that I did have another revenue source, well, two other ones that I had been building, and then I layered my coaching on top of it, because I did have a lot of challenges with trying to continually build my coaching, because my caregiving company, obviously was number one priority. Anytime, working with I had 50 employees when we were the biggest that we were, the largest that we were. I had 50 employees at that time. It varied according to how many clients I had. And it was very important to me, because we were dealing with people that had Alzheimer's, dementia, uh, very serious health conditions, cancer, and they came first. We had hospice patients, they all came first. So it wasn't, in case you're wondering, how do you, then start building another business when you've got one? And I had admin support, and I had a full team of caregivers, but I was the only person that signed off on the care plans, and that actually, helped to develop the care plans. So I was very involved. That was what I wanted to do. It was a boutique, uh, framework for a caregiving company. So I knew all of our clients and all of the, key contacts for the families. And that was very important to me. I wanted them to get personalized service. But what happened was, my coaching, I could only work on a couple hours, a few days a week, until I was able to ramp up. And in case you're wondering, I wasn't effective at that until I scheduled blocks of time. I made sure I had my coverage for the caregiving agency, and then I scheduled blocks of time, and I literally started like one day a week, 2 hours to build my coaching, making calls, doing reach outs. And then I went up to 2 days a week, 2 hours each, and then that's how I built it out. It took time, but that's why I started too. That's why I started 6 years into the my caregiving agency, because I knew that I was going to only be doing that for 10 years, and I wasn't looking to retire. So that's, I had some time on my hands. Well, I should say I had time on my side, because I started and was able to gradually build it until I was able to go, full time into coaching in 2018. But my whole point and message to this, to everyone here, is that uh, it's not a straight line. It's not like you start a business and then it just scales. You have to have the strategy and the tactics. And what I found to be one of the most reliable frameworks is multiple revenue streams, of course, with related skill sets, so that you're not scattered. And that will allow you, if you are strategic about it, that will allow you to scale your business so you can reinvest in it, so that you can build the resources and build your team. Right now, I have team members all over the world, and that is exactly what I set out to do. I was looking to build a global team with specialized interest and specialized skill sets. So we have to be able to invest in those people, and we need to get those resources from our multiple revenue streams, and of course, any kind of funding sources or investors, and those, those are the options. But the more that you can set yourself up for success in your business and your empire up for success, the better it's going to be, because you do not want to have to rely on a lot of outside sources that are out of your control. What is the most ideal way is for you to build 3 to 5 revenue streams and be able to sustain those. And then, of course, be able to leverage your time and bring on your team. And you bring the team on one at a time. Just like I was saying about the revenue streams, build one out at a time. All right. I hope this was helpful. Let me know what your thoughts are. And if you agree with having 3 to 5 revenue streams as a goal, I mean, I would say more would be good too, right? But I'd love to hear your thoughts and insights on this. And I'd also love to welcome any kind of topics or requests for other LinkedIn Lives. I am super, super excited to be announcing a masterclass that I'm going to be conducting very soon. But in the meantime, I'd really love to know what topics are you interested in, and I can either get some facts together for you and do a LinkedIn Live, or I can bring in someone from my network if it's a topic that a lot of people want to hear about that I do not have, any kind of specialized skill sets on. My skill sets are related to sales and marketing. I've also done a lot of speaking on personal development topics, things like that. But if I don't feel that I have specialized skill sets, then I will gladly bring in someone else. Okay. So have a wonderful evening, and I look forward to seeing everyone soon.